Let's go back and recap the opener against Valley City State. It was, you could see the rust of the first half, but you have to be pleased with what happened in that second half and the way the guys responded.
Absolutely. Obviously, there's not much a guy can say to a team afterwards when you lose that's going to make anybody feel better. I mean, losing's tough. We get that, but there were a lot of positives from that game, and you're right. We had to knock some rust off, and a lot of it was just execution. There wasn't really much anything that Valley City was doing that we hadn't prepared for. I mean, Dennis McCulloch and his staff, they do a great job. They've been there 25 years. I mean, you're going to get what they give, so we knew it was kind of coming, and they just out-executed us the first half. We made some poor decisions, and before you know it, it's 19-0, and so at halftime there was no panic. I mean, we got with our groups and we just talked about what we needed to do, and then our kids came out and they battled hard. We executed really well, I thought, the second half, and we started with a great kickoff by Damian Silas, kind of pinned them deep, and they went 3 and out. Our D's did what they needed to do. We got the ball, and before you know it, we're in the end zone. So started kind of crawling back. Then you can start seeing the momentum changing a little bit, and we were gaining confidence, and the kids were playing hard, and yeah, we had a chance at the end. And as a coach, that's all you can ask. If you have a chance in the fourth quarter to win a football game, that's what you want.
Now, were you okay on the sidelines? You threw the ball over 40 times, which hasn't happened in about 10 years. 2011 was the last time.
Was that the last time? I was wondering. I mean, when you have over 450 yards of total offense in the past, if we've thrown anything, maybe it was 250 with the rush and 200 with the pass. But yeah, it was certainly a different dynamic. But that's what we decided that we feel would work best with with the guys that we have, and from a recruiting standpoint. And I'll tell you what, it puts a lot of fits on defenses too. We've seen it over the years how it's put some fits to our defense. So we, for the most part, the last 30 minutes was pretty solid. Now we just got to build off the positives and correct the mistakes, and that's what we're doing.
Talk a little about, before we get to this week's game, about wide receiving core. You had 3 wide receivers, and Andy Gravdahl and Zach Wolf and Dawson Schaefer, who did an unbelievable job. What do they bring to the dynamics of that offense?
They're just athletes. They're athletes. You get them out in space. They're really good football players, and Dawson Schaefer, was a good, solid vertical threat. He's a trackster. He can run. He had a really good game. And then Andy and Zach, those 2 guys are our inside receivers that we can move all over the place. They're dynamic. They're fast. They're quick. They got great hands. They're just really good athletes. And then you throw in our guys on the right side, and Jake Evans and Peter Narum. Those are guys that can get it done on the outside as well. They're physical. They got really good hands, and then even our backs can catch the ball. So and Tanner, and he just some executing things in the first half. He actually had a pretty solid game. But you can't win games with 4 turnovers, and that's something that we've got to improve on.
Now let's look forward to this week, another home game. You haven't had back-to-back home games since 2005.
Right.
And if you recall what happened in 2005, that was the MIAC championship year. Yeah. So that's a good omen for you.
That's a great omen. I never even thought of that. I'm thinking about 2022, and we're on the road the first 2 weeks and only have 4 home games. But we thought if there was a year to have 6 home games, it was this year after having a year off.
Now, presentation, you come into presentation, they're 0-2. They played Wisconsin Stout, another Division III team last year. What are they going to bring to the game on Saturday, both offensively and defensively?
So they got 2 games under their belt. So like Valley City, they came in before us. They have 2 games under their belt. They're a scholarship program, the NAI program out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. They started their program in 2010, and then they played in 2011. So they're actually really new to the college football game. And Northwestern out of Iowa, they're number 2 in the country in NAIA, so they saw a really good football team there. And in Stout, we're very familiar with Stout. Obviously a couple of our coaches are coached at Stout. We know the makeup of a Wisconsin-type team. They're big, they're physical. So what we're going to see is, we're going to see a team that's going to play extremely hard. They really are. Offensively, they do a lot of different stuff that makes you prepare for a lot of stuff. And defensively, they play hard. Now they've got some youth that are playing, and some of those, in both those games, you know, they've given up some points here and there, but it's a team that just doesn't back down, and they work hard. So you know, it's the unknown with these guys. You know, we gotta get better at what we gotta get better at, and go out there on Saturday and hopefully have a great matchup.
You always say that the biggest changes between that first and the second week, and this is where you guys are at. What on offense do you think is going to be the biggest progression for your team?
It's got to be execution, and then the little things, the fundamentals of the game, ball security, you know, hanging on the football, making really good decisions. You know, within this attack that we are in, you know, it's a lot of thinking, and you know, you've got to make good, solid decisions. So execution is huge, and that's going to be each and every week. But you know, we got to give Tanner the time to throw the football, and he's got to be able to get that ball and distribute it and put it into the hands of our playmakers, and hopefully good things can happen.
And then now defensively, what are you looking for with the progression?
You know, I thought for the most part on Saturday, you know, we did some really good things. We reached our tackle goal, which is something that we take a lot of pride in. The out-of-us tackling plan that we've been on for about 5-6 years now. You know, for us, is just to recognize and not get out of position and go make plays. You know, and these guys are going to challenge us with the multiple formations and stuff that they do. We just got to make sure that our eyes are seeing our keys and go out and play football and see what happens.
Finally, final score aside, how much fun did you have on Saturday at home and at a home game in the fall at the J?
Yeah, the whole morning of and up into the game and all of that was just spectacular. Just being able to you know, have my ritual morning wake up and put the flag out and come on in for breakfast. We had a little walk through. We had chapel. Everything was just back to normal. Get to the locker room and seeing the guys and getting on the field and talking to recruits, talking with parents and families. It was just so much fun. And then to actually get the game going and watch our kids compete, you know, that's probably, you know, watching our guys compete is probably the most fun I had in a long, long time. You know, obviously the outcome wasn't what we wanted, and nobody hates losing more than this guy. And so my night was tough, and Saturday was tough, and until I start seeing my staff, and I told our players this, once I see the players on Monday, you know, you get back to that, well, it's time to get back up on the horse, and let's get after it this week. And we've had a really good week of preparation. We hope it pays off Saturday.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks.